Joining us right now is Rick Tramonto, the owner of True, best restaurant in Chicago, voted #1, and you've got some of your signature stuff here.
That's right. We got our caviar staircase here with all the different caviars
That's
on it.
Beautiful.
We kind of did a little mock with the Chicago-style hot dogs on the staircase, which you can get at TramontoCuisine.com. Our muse book here with some mini burgers.
It doesn't taste good, but it cooks well.
That's right. That's right. And you know, I actually brought a plastic spoon because I knew the metal one was going to stick to your tongue.
What's in the
some
copper
risotto
pots?
here from the Midwest, and some root beer floats from my partner Gail Gann.
Looks fantastic. I hear your restaurant is amazing. Thanks for coming by this morning. We want to have a sample next time we're in Chi-Town.
You have one in every city. In Paris, it's the Champs-Élysées. In Rome, it's Via Veneto. In Manhattan, it's Fifth Ave. It's the one street above all others that defines a city's true character. And where we are today, in Chicago, it's North Michigan Avenue, known to the world as Magnificent Mile. But in spite of this being one of the most famous avenues in the world, the people of Chicago are as proud of their hot dogs and pizza as they are of their fine dining temples presided over by celebrity chefs. And one of the shining stars of Chicago's haute cuisine is Rick Tramonto of True, a fine dining shrine offering progressive French cuisine using only the freshest, most flavorful ingredients, and served in a way that can only be described as unique. With his innovative, imaginative, and extraordinary creations, Chef Rick Tramonto has been described as a blend of mad scientist meets magician in the kitchen. And today, we'll go behind those kitchen doors to watch this illusionist firsthand. It's all coming up next at the chef's table.
Here we go. Was one of our most popular shows. The ultimate anti-aging meal. Eating dessert before dinner can make you younger. Dr. Roizen is working with restaurants to incorporate a real age eating plan, hopefully, on their menus. Now, Chef Rick Tramonto of the popular, it's so popular, hard to get in, but after today, I think I can. Popular new restaurant in Chicago. If you're coming to Chicago, a lot of you here are visiting here. The restaurant is called True. T-R-U, True, and he has prepared the ultimate meal according to Dr. Roizen's anti-aging plan.
It's a carrot ginger soup. It's just reduction of carrot juice, a little bit of onion and garlic, and some fresh ginger.
Oh, delicious! What a surprise, carrot ginger! That is really
Pretty
good.
yummy, huh? Yeah.
I could use a bigger bowl than this.
Well, actually, you can have a real big bowl of that because it's just got a lot of nutrients.
This is fantastic. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And you've had the chocolate beforehand, the fat beforehand, so you can absorb the nutrients.
Good. This is what, red pepper shiitake mushrooms and
some spinach, a little bit of soy, a little bit of orange juice.
This is the perfect meal.
This is as good as you can get.
Yeah. Actually, Candy Emelin, who is producing this segment, said she had a meal at this place, True, that it was the best in her entire life, which I couldn't get a reservation, but I think I might have to. Very good.
One of the dishes that we have at Brasserie T is a marinated grilled beef tenderloin with a artichoke and angel hair frittata with plum tomatoes, a red wine sauce, and some bone marrow.
Chef Tramonto begins by marinating the beef fillets for 2 hours in olive oil, garlic, rosemary, orange juice, and red chili flakes. For the red wine sauce, Chef Tramonto begins by preparing a mirepoix of carrot, onion, and celery. In a large pot, he sweats the mirepoix in extra virgin olive oil. He adds 2 shallots minced, 1 ounce white mushroom sliced, and beef bones.
When we came back from Europe the first time, we were over there for a 2-year stint, and we were the only Americans in 7 years to ever receive a Michelin star, and we had a lot of accolades over there. We really came back to look for a site, and the economy was real bad. We went back over to Europe, kind of waited for the economy to settle down a little bit, and then came back and found our space.
Right here on Emerald Live. and I'm excited about some good friends, Rick Tramonto and Gail Gann in the house. How about it up? Hey, this would be a good time for you to go get one of those things. When we come back, we're going to kick it up a notch. Stick around.
You're watching CBS 2 Chicago.
This morning, the story of a husband and wife who had a dream and made it come true.
That's the name of their restaurant, True. It's a dining room filled with world-class modern art, collected by a couple whose good taste is obviously not limited to food. Their own creation served not only on plates, but on slabs of granite, glass, and mirror, even in a fishbowl. It's one of the hottest restaurants in the nation, run by two people who still can't believe their success.
Every time I open a restaurant, I have that nightmare of unlocking the door and nobody comes.
Unlikely. Rick handles appetizers and main dishes.
This is Great Chefs, Great Cities, a culinary survey of our metropolitan areas, showcasing some of the finest chefs in America.
From CBS News in New York, this is CBS This Morning.
Paula Zahn.
And I'm Harry Smith. Good morning, everybody.
So we will be continuing our taste of Chicago cuisine in this half hour with a stop at a husband and wife team that's making beautiful music in the kitchen.
For nearly 2 decades, husband and wife chefs Rick Tramonto and Gail Gann have wowed the world with their mouth-watering meals. Now they've created their own eatery on the north side of Chicago. Brasserie Tea opened just 10 months ago, and already it has captivated both critics and customers.
How about we make a niçoise salad together?
We call it the dance. When you see two really great dance partners, or when you see two really great sport athletes, how they just dance together. Their movements, their anticipations.
Without even looking. Magna 41.
They seem to be a very, very good team, and their energy shows in just having an unlimited number of ideas and concepts about how to combine flavors and ingredients. And so at this point, I think they're just on the edge of maybe even pulling back from the exoticism and extravagances of the past.
It has barley, wild rice, arborio rice, some lentils, buttercream, some artichokes, some wild mushrooms, and a little tomato and green bean salad.
Extravagance was their theme at Trio, Chicago's fine dining restaurant, where Tramonto and Gann drew international attention for their cutting-edge cuisine.
With Brasserie Tea, it represents just a total sea change. They're back doing traditional cooking. They're demonstrating that they can cook within an idiom. They can do simple French and simple Italian.
I have two styles. I cook fine dining food. That really is a fusion of cuisines. But when I'm cooking my brasserie food, it's country cooking. It's big, it's hearty, it's down and dirty cooking. Not a lot of presentation, not a lot of fuss, just well seasoned and hot and big, bold flavors.
They have demonstrated themselves to be as creative as anybody working around here today. They've usually been fairly far ahead of the curve, and it takes a little while for others to catch up.
And as their culinary kudos accumulate, it's unlikely others will catch up anytime soon.
Two palates are better than one.
For us to stay on the edge and to try to be able to cook cutting-edge food is really important to push each other.
This fall, Gann and Tramonto will open a new spot, a fine dining restaurant called Tramonto's in downtown Chicago.
3 of the country's most creative restaurateurs have teamed up to create the city's newest eating hotspot.
And our own Micah Matera got a chance to sample its delights. She's here to tell us all about them.
Yeah, to show you how great this place is, in the Chicago Tribune, they don't hand out 4 stars that often, but Phil Vitale has given it 4 stars in the Friday section. You can check it out. And I got the chance to tour it, as they said, and I actually ate there as well. Take a look. Welcome to the kitchen of True, one of Chicago's newest and finest restaurants.
It's fine dining with a sense of humor.
Rick Tramonto and his wife, Gail Gann, have partnered with Chicago restaurant business guru Rich Melman to cook up a truly unique dining experience.
Why is it the more money that you spend to go out to eat, the less fun you have? We thought we'd turn that around. The more money you spend, the more fun you should have.
After all, where else can you eat your caviar from a glass staircase? Or drink your truffle cappuccino from an original Versace demi-tasse? It's a typical Tuesday night at an atypical eatery. The guests are enjoying their meal in the classically designed dining room. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention the little extras at True. When you excuse yourself to the bathrooms here, you'll notice there are no sinks. Instead, a slab of glass for the water to trickle down. Ladies, special stools are available for your purse or briefcase, if you will. Tell me a little bit about the glass and the granite that you've incorporated.
Well, me and Gail have always had, a lot of different outside influences and a lot of different aspirations. We go to Cirque du Soleil, we get inspired. We go to the movies and we get inspired. We go to France and get inspired.
Rick works his magic in the state-of-the-art kitchen, while his wife, Gail, a premier pastry chef, stations herself in the pastry kitchen. Now to the good stuff. Chicago Tribune dining editor Lee Behrens and I were able to snag the ultimate table, the one in the True kitchen. Only the elite get to eat here.
It's truly unique, it's truly sensational, it's a truly wonderful dining experience.
Only in business 2 months, True has managed to get something not all restaurants can, a 4-star rating from the Chicago Tribune.
In 10 years, we have only awarded 4-star restaurants 9 times in 10 years, so it is a very rare occurrence.
Rick started us off with what the French call amuse-bouche, little hors d'oeuvres to tickle your palate. The next course, the appetizer. This is the famous Tramonto caviar staircase. The food here is progressive French with Asian and Italian influences, and the courses continue.
Wonderful.
Ready for dessert, Amelia? Time for a dessert. Ooh.
Chicago is known for pizzas, steak, and hot dogs, but it also has some of the most extravagant restaurants in the States, including True, which is owned and run by husband and wife team Rick Tramonto and Gail Gand.
Well, I think I've got to say to begin with that this is a fantastic kitchen.
Thank you.
And the restaurant itself has an extraordinary look. It's very minimalist. Some people have said it looks more like a modern art gallery or museum than it does a conventional restaurant. What were you aiming to do there with it?
Well, again, with my 2 partners, Gail Gand and Rich Melman, Gail having a 6-year art degree and Rich having, an incredible art collection, they wanted the food to really explode. A lot of white china, a lot of white on white, and they just wanted it to be very minimal but very subdued, very relaxing to the customer. And the things that they were going to look at were going to be extraordinary pieces of art, original Warhols, original Peter Halleys, original Venuses, things like that, and it just really turned out wonderful.
Is there still in America this distinction that used to exist between what you'd call a normal restaurant and what Americans call fine dining? And if so, is this very consciously set out to be at the acme of fine dining?
Absolutely. There's so much wonderful, what we call 3-star dining restaurants now. Great food, that $50 check average, 3-4 courses, great wine lists, but you're drinking out of great glasses. Riedel, fine, somewhat fine china, Limoges, and some decent silverware. We wanted to just make sure we could take it a step above. We wanted to make sure that we could do multi-course tastings. Like, that's the big difference right now. We do all degustations, so you can come in and get 3 courses, 6 courses, 8 courses, or 10 courses, and it's a progression. So I think the big difference is our wine list. I mean, we have almost $1 million wine list, and just the amount of courses that we do. It's like theater. It's like Cirque du Soleil.
Do you think there's anything distinctively Chicagoan about what you're doing here? Or do you think this restaurant could exist as easily in New York or Los Angeles?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything Chicagoan that we're doing here except for me and Gail.
It's time for Ready, Set, Cook!
Robin Young, welcome to Ready, Set, Cook, where 2 of the country's top chefs have just 20 minutes and just 4, maybe 5 ingredients that they're going to see for the first time in a couple of minutes to see who can come up with the best dish. Let's just get right to it. They are Gail Gand and Rick Tramonto from Brasserie Tea in Chicago.
and we know him to be a terrific chef. He's had incredible training, and Brian Miller gave his wife, Gail Gand, 3 stars rather, when she was at the Gotham Bar and Grill.
Gail Gand can really do pastry. She is one of the best. I had her bread and butter pudding a few months ago at a dinner at Domaine Chandon in the Napa Valley. It was unbelievable. I almost fainted.
I think I can see that. Well, you did rave about it, so it must be great.
It is great.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to taking a look at Brasserie Tea in Northfield, Illinois.
Some chefs are only satisfied by the opportunity to develop more and more elaborate dishes. But when they planned the opening of Brasserie Tea in the Chicago suburb of Northfield, Rick Tramonto and Gail Gand counted on simplifying things a little bit for customers. Brasserie Tea opened in July to great local anticipation, so the menu at this spacious, brightly lit hall of copper and marble accentuates the hearty country-style cooking of the new and old worlds.
I'm not French. I don't live in France. I'm in a suburb of Chicago. So, we're really trying to do country cooking from France, America, and Italy.
Tramonto got his start flipping burgers at 16. Today, his dishes are praised for their imaginative diversity and artistic presentation. Among his robust entrees at Brasserie Tea, Tramonto prepares veal shanks braised with chunks of vegetables and served with a rosemary risotto. And he sautés floured slivers of fresh calf's liver that are finished with caramelized onions, balsamic bacon sauce, and served with soft polenta.
We love this place.
We love this place. We love everything about it. We love the way it looks. We like the beer flight, escargot.
Escargot. You have escarole with white beans. Right. Great combination.
And they have onion soup. You don't see much onion soup anymore, and this is the place to have it. And of course, that great French classic, the root beer float.
An enchanted corner of England's green and pleasant land twitters with quiet confidence that an Englishman's home is his castle. Since the 15th century, this stately home has been owned by an earl, a baron, a lord, and now the boss of a pizza parlor chain.
Meanwhile, I'm in the kitchen, working on the theory you arrive early, dressed in your best bib and tucker, and work hard to ingratiate yourself. Chicago-based chefs Rick Tramonto and Gail Gand are well into their preparations for tonight's 12 discrete courses.
So our stuff is very, very visual. It's fun. We try to keep a sense of humor to our food. It's very serious food. It's very intensely executed, but there's fun to it.
We serve fun's in the presentation.
Absolutely. We serve things on different surfaces like granite and marble and tile and sheets of glass and mirrors, and try to bring in as much of the arts as possible.
This week, Rick Tramonto from True shares a table for two with our Vince Girasoli at a Mexican drive-in in Lincolnshire.
They're simple Mexican standards like quesadillas or enchiladas, cooked up in the tiniest of kitchens, served up in the smallest of dining spaces. But don't simply drive by Lincolnshire's unassuming Tacos del Rey.
I drive by here every day, and I probably stop here once or twice a week and grab lunch and sit outside.
It's the real deal. It's the real deal.
Truly amazed is Rick Tramonto, executive chef and owner of True, one of Chicago's most innovative and honored restaurants where diners love to linger. However, at this eat and run stop, more of a lunch counter than a restaurant, it's sparks of sophistication that impressed Tramonto. Like 9 varieties of tacos made with everything from avocado to house-braised pork for $1.35 each.
Pork taco, a chicken taco, and a beef taco, and I'm all set.
The carne asada skirt steak here is especially memorable. For $7, it's as flavorful as any served elsewhere for 3 times the price.
Look at the salsas. Look at the color of the salsas. Are amazing.
Tacos Del Rey's homemade salsas and fresh vegetable garnishes are little touches earning big rewards.
We have these incredible little pickled vegetables like pickled jalapenos and carrots and cauliflower and onion. They're just so delicious.
We found the food at Tacos Del Rey worth raving about. Its atmosphere is plain and simple, with most meals costing $6 or less. A spot where Tramonto says you can taste the hard work of the kitchen in every bite.
It's family owned. There's 4 of them back there digging in, rolling up their sleeves, cooking it.
Tacos Del Rey is located at 23250 North Milwaukee Avenue in Lincolnshire. And here's a confession now from Chef Tramonto. He says he stops by with his kids for Mexican because they need to be exposed to the real deal, which he admits is nothing like the Mexican he cooks up at home.
And now we're starving. Thank you.
It's an admission.
And next, two Chicago chefs prepare for culinary battle.
They've got spunk training for Iron Chef America. Oh, the elements are about to come off. Two top chefs in Chicago sharpen their knives for a popular cooking contest.
Executive Chef Rick Tramonto and pastry chef Gail Gand of the top-rated restaurant True have been dishing up practice dinners since Thanksgiving. They have got plans to make their cuisine reign supreme when they compete against other chefs on the hit Food Network show Iron Chef America.
You have to reach inside yourself. There's a time limit. There's guides. It's like the Culinary Olympics in a way.
Like I want to have some brandy as part of my ingredient list so that I'll flame something, which I know makes good TV.
Their Iron Chef appearance is going to be taped on January 18th. It will be broadcast later this year.
I'm ready for some culinary. Watch that show?
I know you do all the time.
I like that show. It's a great show. Don't get a good gyro there or anything like that, but it's pretty good.
But two of the best in the country. Their restaurants in the Chicago area are a taste to be reckoned with, and we are very happy to have them right here on our show, the premiere day. Please welcome chefs Rick Tramonto and Gail Gand. Hello! I'm about to get my eat on. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Now, what we should know about you two is that you two used to be married.
Right.
We did.
And now you're divorced, but you still work together.
Right, married 12 years, divorced 7, cooking together off and on 25 years.
Let's get the knives away from you. All right, let's go.
Okay, we're doing a faro risotto, okay?
Faro
Just
risotto.
like you've
Okay,
had
good.
risotto before, right?
Yes,
Only instead of
yes.
using arborio rice, we're going to use a little bit of faro, which is one of the oldest grains in the world.
Okay.
So it's nutty, it's lovely, it's beautiful. I've cooked it in some water and some salt and just kind of cooked it all the way through. We're going to saute it a little bit in a little bit of olive oil. I love that.
It's
Don't you love that?
sizzling. Nutty and lovely, just like me.
We picked
And then
this
over
dish
here,
just
I
for
have
you.
some olive oil going over here.
Okay.
And I went to the farmer's market this morning. We have a great farmer's market in Chicago. You got to come see. It's
Yes.
awesome. We're going to do a little onion. We're going to do a little zucchini. We're going to do some beautiful chanterelle mushrooms.
Wonderful.
We're going to do some fennel. And we're going to do
I've done my part.
There you go.
Look at me, Mom,
And we're
cooking.
going to do a little bit of eggplant.
Eggplant
And while
and
this-
mushrooms.
And while this is sauteing,
Yes.
Miss
Can we
Gail
start dessert?
is going to do some
see
We're
Gail.
going to start
All
dessert.
right.
We're doing an Italian menu today, right?
All right.
Because we have Osteria di Tramonto, one of our new Italian restaurants. So I'm making a panna cotta.
Panna cotta. And you guys have
Italian
5 restaurants
for
in this
cooking.
area.
We do. We
I
have
love
5
it.
restaurants, 4 out in Wheeling. And we've got one downtown called True, Fancy
True.
Pants Restaurant.
All right,
What I
good.
did here, I just put 2 cups of buttermilk in the pot.
All right.
1.5 cups
And all
of
these
heavy cream.
recipes are going to be on the website, you guys. So you'll get.
So you guys will get them. And then I'm going to add to that 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And just bring that to a boil. But what I
right.
want to do too is put a little bit of gelatin in some water. I've got
All
2
right.
teaspoons of gelatin, and I'm sprinkling over 4 teaspoons of water. So
All right.
double the water to the amount of gelatin
All
you're
right.
using.
Let's make sure
And we
you're
need to
doing
throw
all right over
vanilla
there,
bean
Daddy?
in.
Doing good.
Okay,
You
we're
good?
just checking.
We're going to throw vanilla bean in. I'm just going to take a half a vanilla bean,
And this,
split
look at
it
this
in
little
half.
Vanilla bean
Isn't
purse,
that
you guys.
cute?
Wow, look at this
That's
stuff.
woven out of vanilla beans. Look at this one.
See if you
I
rub
love
that.
this
Be all set.
wad of vanilla. Got this out of my underwear drawer.
I love it. Okay.
So throw
Vanilla
the vanilla bean in. We're going to infuse that vanilla flavor out of the bean. So
All
you
right.
just bring it to a simmer. And once it's simmered and nice and warm, add that sponged gelatin.
The sponged gelatin.
Right, and it'll melt it. So this is a cooked cream. You're just cooking the cream and buttermilk. But what you do, instead of having to cook it afterwards, the gelatin sets it once
Okay.
it gets cold.
Also, that's why you did it before and then you put it in.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting hot over here now.
How's he doing? Is he okay? It is a little steamy over there, isn't it?
Is it hot or is it you?
It's you, darling.
So I'm just going to ladle this into a bowl. That you would put in a refrigerator,
Yes.
chill it. You can use any container.
And chill for how long?
Wine glass, usually about 4 hours or overnight. So you
Okay,
can make this
great.
the day ahead.
Make the day before.
Fast little sauce we're going to do quickly with fresh strawberries,
Love
a little bit of sugar. I call this strawberry mash because I just
Okay.
take my handy dandy potato masher. You want to do this?
I
Bart?
sure
You look
do.
like you're reaching for it.
Get
Just
my
mash it.
frustrations
There
out.
you go. Push.
And do you think about your divorce
Push.
when you're mashing these?
No.
No, you still love each other.
We
You
do.
guys
We
have
love
a kid
cooking
together,
together.
so that's why you make the marriage, the ex-marriage
You know,
work,
we
the
always
divorce
talked
work.
about our mantra while we were getting divorced is what's best for Gio. Our son is Gio. He's 11
I
now.
think that's great.
And that's what we thought about
That's
first.
a lesson
and you're,
for the rest
you're
of
done.
us. All you baby mama drama. You
Your-
don't need that.
Your fresh sauce is all done. You
All
are
right,
cooked
good.
it.
Now
can
back
do
to you.
it.
Now what you got going?
Okay, so I got all my veg all sauteed.
I love it.
We did a couple of ladles of chicken stock in this
Yes.
faro, kind of brought it down like you'd make a risotto.
risotto.
Right.
We're gonna put a little Reggiano Parmigiano cheese in there.
Reggiano Parmigiano.
And
You want him to say
everything
that
tastes
again,
better
don't
with
you?
butter.
Say that
we're
again
gonna
for me.
put Reggiano Parmigiano.
Yeah, that's gonna be my next husband's
Did
name.
that melt
Okay.
you?
Good. Melt the butter.
Okay, throw a little butter
Did
in
it just
there.
get fattening?
It did.
It did. But did it just get good?
It just got
It did,
great.
Yeah, okay, there you go. And then we're gonna put that.
We're gonna
put the
throw this
vegetables
veg right
inside.
in. Yes, we are.
I'm going to plate up here, too.
All right,
Is
good.
that okay?
More dessert?
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and take that sauce you made, that fresh raspberry mash, put it right on top of the panna cotta that's set up.
And presentation is everything, you guys, isn't it? We've got a presentation of some of their dishes from their famous restaurants here. We've got, what's that?
That's a sirloin aged steak with bone marrow. That's a Tramonto's pizza with arugula and olives. That's burrata cheese. Say it, burrata. Burrata cheese with tomatoes. Gail's apple crostata. That's my famous caviar
A
staircase.
caviar staircase,
Gotta love
all
that,
the way to heaven. I love it.
Right, and then we're gonna do this
And
little
lemon
bar
meringue
right
pie, which I will be trying later on.
It is killer.
All right, I'm about to have some of this farro.
There you
Farro
go.
with panna cotta. Farro.
With
Farro.
panna
Gotta
cotta
say
for
it right.
dessert.
It's all, you know, it doesn't matter how you say it as long as you eat it.
Just put a vowel on the end of anything and it sounds good, right?
I love it.
And here, you get to
All right.
finish. You get to
Thank
take
you.
this.
Oh, okay, fancy.
You're gonna come over here and you're gonna do this. Ready? You're gonna go
You're
like
going
this.
to shave the cheese.
All right, and maybe Bill and Erica could come and have some. Maybe they'll be invited in. Divine.
Everything that I want, by the way.
Have you picked out your?
What you want. Spoons are out there. You gotta reach.
I'm going to reach over you.
Here, Bill. All right, come and get my pastries. All right, look. They're reaching around me.
Have dessert first.
Bill, here, you want this?
I'm going to just pick it up.
This is a mess.
Maybe I should.
Here you go.
I got a fork for me.
hold that.
Hello. I'm just gonna get this right quick.
So, guys, how can they get these recipes?
If you want the recipe for this
kinda
delicious Italian dinner and dessert, log on to iVillage.com for Rick and Gail's recipes.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go.
Oh, my goodness.
And up next, are you in the loop? You could be, and trust me, viewers at home and online, you are not going to want to miss this one. We're going to be right back.
So good.
Now, the two places you spoke about may be two of the hippest eating destinations in the city, but food lovers are finding there are more and more options out in the suburbs. In fact, Wheeling has become a high-end dining destination, and our Lou Canellis discovered that a Chicago food duo has a hand in that exciting scene.
That's right, Janet. The name's Rick Tramonto and Gail Gann, the famous duo behind the fine restaurant True in the Windy City. Easily one of the finest dining rooms in Chicago, are now at it once again. They have teamed up for an ambitious project, this time in the suburbs, Wheeling to be exact, at the Westin Chicago North Shore, where they have opened up not one, but 4 different restaurants.
For two real heavyweights in the Chicago food business, you have to wonder, why Wheeling?
It was an opportunity to do something really high quality 5 minutes from my house.
And so Rick and Gail set out to bring their city brand of culinary success to the northwestern suburbs.
When we came into design, we didn't think, oh, we're building in, Wheeling. We said, we're building our spirit, our concept, our food.
Just off the hotel lobby, you see the first eatery, Gail's Coffee Bar. It's a French country grab-and-go spot, serving up gourmet sandwiches and salads, and of course, the sweets that true executive pastry chef Gail Gann is famous for. Just steps away is Rick's rustic Italian restaurant named Osteria di Tramonto. Now, the menu here is a contemporary melding of some of the cuisines from his parents' homeland.
I travel to Italy twice a year, and I love the cities, the Florences and the Venices and the Milans. I said, how can we take Milan meets Tuscany?
Diners sit beneath the spectacular brick arches and chandelier to watch all of the action in the restaurant's open kitchen.
We do pastas and risottos and, wood-burning pizzas and salads and, a whole slew of meats and chicken.
One of Tramonto's signature dishes, a wood-fired pizza he dreamed up years ago. It's topped with olives, Parmesan, Fontina, and mozzarella cheeses. Then it's garnished with a fresh arugula salad. Osteria di Tramonto serves up breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Wine lovers will have no problems here with over 10,000 bottles to choose from. They have one of the largest selections on the North Shore. Provides pretty nice decor as well, doesn't it? On the other side of the impressive wall of wine is a more high-end dinner-only locale where meat is king. It's Tramonto's Steak and Seafood.
It's a lot of glass. It's very contemporary. It's my spin on steak.
And Rick's favorite cut coming out of the kitchen, the Kansas City strip. His favorite side dish to serve with the strip, a creative twist on one of his breakfast favorites.
How do we make Krispy Kreme donuts into onion rings? I mean, these beautiful, light, puffy, onion rings that are kind of stacked, up a beautiful pole.
Perched just above the opulent steakhouse is a locale sure to lure a late-night crowd. It's simply called the RT Lounge.
Casual, and it's plush couches and chairs.
Here, the cocktails flow, and the menu is packed with predominantly raw offerings, from sashimi to raw oysters. For now, Wheeling is the first to enjoy this new take on Tramonto's and Gann's cuisine. But if the momentum continues, their names may be making waves in the dining world in more cities like New York, Miami, and Vegas.
There absolutely is a chance for expansion. I mean, we have, again, you kind of got to play the wait and see game.
Oh, it'll take you a while to try everything that there is here, especially with the popularity of all these restaurants. But with 4 spots, I'm sure you'll be able to find one favorite dish, or 2, or 3. Janet, I'm going to be here a while, but I will get fat and I will be happy. For 190 North, I'm Lou Canellis.
Thank you very much, Lou. Now, with the 2 restaurants in Chicago and 3 in Wheeling, Chef Tramonto also has 2 more cookbooks coming out later this year. He's a busy guy.
In the north suburban area of Wheeling. But are they both worth a visit? Chicago Tribune restaurant critic Phil Vitale checks them both out.
2 side-by-side restaurants, Osteria di Tramonto and Tramonto Steak and Seafood, are drawing a lot of attention to the north suburban dining scene. Though both are named for executive chef Rick Tramonto, he explains that they are very different concepts.
With the 2 different environments, we have absolutely achieved walking into each restaurant and, creating its own identity.
The steakhouse is sleek and nightclubby, a study in black and red with a soaring 2-story wine wall as its focal point. Here, the emphasis is on contemporary classics, seen in this updated steak tartare, in which the dressed sirloin is crowned by onion rings and served with toasted brioche and a raw quail egg. The 20-ounce ribeye, sprinkled with specialty salts, is incredibly tender and tasty. And among the fine seafood options is this can't-miss loup de mer, oven-roasted with tomatoes, capers, and brown butter. It may not be picturesque, but it's delicious. Osteria di Tramonto is sort of the country cousin to the steakhouse, big and bustling with an eye-catching brick-lined arched ceiling. Here, the food is robust and rustic, such as this monkfish cooked ossobuco style, served in a cast-iron pot with baby vegetables and gremolata, or this feather-light gnocchi made with stewed tomatoes and basil. Pastry chef Gail Gann, Tramonto's longtime business partner, handles desserts for the entire operation. At the steakhouse, her creations include a spectacular lemon pie covered with clouds of soft meringue and an intense chocolate pudding cake known as the Brooklyn Blackout. Among the sweets at the Osteria is this trio of cannolis in pistachio, chocolate, and orange ricotta flavors. I give Tramonto Steak and Seafood and Osteria di Tramonto, both located in the Westin Chicago North Shore Hotel, 601 North Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 3 stars apiece. These are 2 excellent restaurants, and the biggest quandary you'll face will be deciding which one to visit. For the Chicago Tribune and WGN News, this is Phil Vitale.
Wow, 3 stars. And you can read Phil's reviews in the At Play section of Thursday's Tribune, and you can read and watch Phil Vitale's reviews online at chicagotribune.com/Vitale.
It is time for a lunch break. Celebrity, and I say celebrity chef, Rick Tramonto is here because he's adding a little star status for our show today. Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
I love your new book, Fantastico.
That's it. You know, we're going to do a bunch of little stuff today.
Okay.
We're going to do some fun stuff. The first thing I want to show you really quickly, all great holiday stuff.
Good.
All stuff that's from the Fantastico book, and we even have a Fantastico menu that you can come up to Osteria di Tramonto up in Wheeling, order a 3-course, get the book, taste the book.
Taste the book.
How fun is that?
I've tasted the book. It was fabulous.
We're going to do a little crab salad.
Okay.
You can go to any grocery store,
Like a Whole Foods has a nice one, I
Treasure
know.
Islands. They
Yeah.
have beautiful lump crab
And
meat.
backfin, or what should we get?
Backfin.
Okay.
You can get Jonah. You can get anything that's clean, lush, beautiful crab.
Yeah, and double check it because sometimes it has the little shells.
Yep,
in it, right?
and we went through this and we picked through all this and we got
right.
all the little shells out.
And I love this because it's light, not a lot of heavy stuff.
It's not like the mayonnaise style.
Yeah.
It's all vinaigrette
Yeah.
style.
Okay.
I have some beautiful roasted red peppers.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Just throw that in
some
there.
beautiful color in
Are
there.
you guys doing anything fun for New Year's up there at
We are.
Osteria?
Osteria.
Osteria?
Osteria. We're going to do a prefix menu up there with
great.
all kinds of regional food. I have some chives, yellow peppers, red peppers. I have some basil, and I like to tear my basil because I
Yeah.
like it to be not too fine. I want it to be big
You
in
want to
chunks.
taste it and see
I want
it.
to taste it.
I love to see the food.
I love that. We took some sourdough bread and we toasted it.
Now, really thin because, you know, I'm going to tell you, when the crostillas are too thick, it's really hard
And
to
you
eat.
can't make it happen.
So thin is the answer to
Some
that.
beautiful lemon juice, really fresh lemon. And I also like to really, what I think at the front of the palate, you take a little bit of lemon zest, these great little
I love
planers.
those little thingies.
And you just do this. And
Because
you
that
get some
really
of that.
gets the lemon taste in there. Oh, that's fabulous.
You're gonna love that.
Oh, I know I am.
Okay,
I'm already
here's your thing.
salivating.
Some black pepper.
Black pepper.
A little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
And how much of that should you put in there?
As
Just
much as you
generous?
want.
I
Just
love olive oil.
beautiful.
It tastes so yummy.
Okay, now here's the trick.
Okay,
the
the trick.
finishing salt.
All
We were
right.
just talking about the finishing
Yes.
salts. So we're gonna season with a little bit of kosher salt.
I know you like kosher.
Okay. But we're gonna finish with a little bit of. They have all these flavored salts now, like these smoked salts and olive salts and rosemary salts and citrus salts.
I love
and
it.
we're gonna do a black olive salt today, which is actually, I have a whole line of salts that just came out, which you could get at TramontoCuisine.com. You can
Okay.
get it at Sanitari.com.
Oh, that looks so good. And it's you're being very generous, which I like. I don't like little skimpiness.
Look, how do you think I keep my figure, darling?
And it's a lovely figure, I'll have to say to that.
So we're gonna do
Oh,
some of
yummy.
these.
Great. And this is a nice start, like if you're having an appetizer or something.
It's a
folks are
great
coming
little
by.
start.
And what I like in your book is how you say what type of wines you should pair this with. And you like a Prosecco with
I
this.
love champagne. I love Prosecco. I love all kinds of pink bubbles and different types of Italian
And
bubbles.
tis the season, you know.
Tis the season. So we're gonna mound these right up here.
Okay.
And then we're gonna finish it with a little bit of this black olive salt.
Which I tasted before we started, and it just comes right out at
A
you.
little bit of finishing salt right on top.
It's perfect.
And the other thing that we did over here is we did medjool dates.
Okay.
With gorgonzola cheese and walnuts. I did this beautiful little crunchy, I love crunchy salads during the holidays.
Yeah.
Little plates where everybody's grazing
Yeah.
of chichi beans and some cabbage and celery. And then this arugula salad with Reggiano Parmigiano, a little bit of white anchovy, and then again finished with a little bit of olive oil.
You know, it's the Italian way. Graze and just have food abound.
beautiful
right?
thing, huh?
Abundance. Ooh, a little bit more of that. Now, can I try that?
Sure you
I'm
can.
gonna get this big juicy one right here. And while I eat that, I'm gonna tell folks where they can find out where to get Fantastico, where to come out and eat New Year's Eve. For more information on Rick Tramonto, be sure to check out our lunch break website, WGNTV.com/lunch break.
eat with you. Is that
Eat with
okay?
me, please. Salud. Fabulous. It's fantastical.
It's fantastical.